You think if you were there, you think Will Smith would have came at you if you did a joke?
Well, I wouldn't be talking about his wife.
Yeah.
No, so he wouldn't hit me, no.
It looks like playing Muhammad Ali in a movie has put the fighting spirit into Will Smith because he's ready to step up against the one and only Mike Tyson. Just recently, Tyson took a jab at Will during one of his infamous podcasts and caused a real stir in Hollywood. Ever since the 2022 Oscars, everyone and their grandma has been speaking out against Will. And apparently Will is tired of that noise and trying to shut down the loudest mouths speaking his name. But can Will take the heat when it comes to taking on a man like Mike Tyson? Well, we're going to dive into the details. But before we do, make sure to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to never miss out on any new videos. It's free and helps us bring out new content for your enjoyment. So, during a recent episode of his podcast, Hot Boxin', Mike Tyson was asked about a hypothetical situation. What if he were the one on the receiving end of a slap from Will Smith? Well, Tyson's response was actually quite surprising, saying that he wouldn't have had the same fate. Why? Well, according to Mike, Will Smith wouldn't have had any reason to lay a hand on him because Tyson would have never cracked a joke about Will's wife, or Will Smith, for that matter. He said,
Well, I wouldn't be talking about his wife.
Yeah.
No, so he wouldn't hit me, no.
Tyson said. He added that he himself would not try to mess with him.
I wouldn't with me, but I wouldn't say nothing to me to with me.
All right.
And I think a lot of other people would have honestly had the exact same answer. But let's take a second and imagine a world where Will Smith decided to throw down with Mike Tyson. This one would be a match for the history books. Now, Tyson, he isn't the biggest guy. He stands about 5 feet 10 inches, while Will Smith stands around 6'2". However, Tyson obviously has a massive leg up. He's a former boxer, but Will did also train for 2 years to play Muhammad Ali in a movie. So, I don't know. And even fans are having their say on the topic. One person said, the question is, would Will Smith slap Mike Tyson for that joke? Mike Tyson, former 2-time heavyweight champion, absolute force to be reckoned with. And while I mentioned that yes, he does stand a little bit shorter than most of his opponents, he was known for unleashing that relentless barrage of punches that left people dazed, confused, and out on the canvas. His speed was incredible, and his athleticism was absolutely unmatched. He was ferocious. The mere thought of going toe-to-toe with Tyson, well, it's a no for me, dog. But while Will Smith might have the guts to give the comedian Chris Rock a little slap, knowing full well that Rock wouldn't be able to retaliate in the same way, curious if Smith would have attempted that same move on Mike Tyson. Also wondering, would Tyson have actually hit him back? Would he have snapped on that stage? Would he get in one little fight and Will Smith get scared and move back in with his auntie and uncle in Bel Air? Sorry, I couldn't help myself. But as we stopped to think of it, Mike didn't really say anything to Will. He recently appeared on the Jimmy Kimmel Live show and was just asked about his opinion on the matter. With his very signature nonchalant demeanor, Tyson described the whole ordeal as,
I don't know if he felt it was necessary to do it. If he's not shocked, I'm not shocked.
We're really not actually surprised with Tyson's response. He's no stranger to a fight, so to be so calm over the whole incident is very natural to him. We've seen how easy it is for Tyson to shrug off that chaos of physical violence when he thinks it's warranted. This is the guy who was caught on video throwing punches at a fellow passenger on his plane. Do you remember that one? The passenger was causing a drunken ruckus and refused to stop, even after being asked nicely. So Tyson stopped being nice, and he lets his fist do the talking. Then he just sat back down like nothing ever happened. But other people, well, they noticed something happened, and they were super pissed about it. One person said, today we're going to watch some of the same people who were appalled at Will Smith's slap have a very different reaction to Mike Tyson punching someone repeatedly on a plane. Let's see how it goes. Another added, Will Smith slaps Chris Rock for dissing his wife. Unprofessional. Mike Tyson punches a dude senseless for annoying him. The dude deserved it. Come on, man. Which one is it? And let's also not forget that the plane incident took place just weeks after the Academy Awards brouhaha involving Smith and Rock. It seems like Tyson himself knows a thing or two about the consequences of taking matters into his own hands, but I guess the whole Will Smith-Chris Rock thing just that much more interesting and more shocking of a fight. Whereas Tyson throwing hands, people just kind of sweep it under the rug. Now, as the discussion continued, Tyson dropped a bit of a bombshell, saying Chris Rock is actually lucky that he's not dead. Tyson continued, saying, "From my experience, anybody is capable of killing you." And he added that he doesn't mess around with people like Will because, based on his experiences, anyone has the potential to turn dangerous when pushed too far. It was quite the interesting turn in conversation, diving into the idea that the quietest person in the room can often be the craziest and the most fearsome. Both Tyson and his guests were kind of taken aback by the fact that Will, known for his generally relaxed and easygoing demeanor, would actually consider slapping someone like Chris Rock.
I was taught at a young age the scariest person is the most dangerous one in the room.
But hey, maybe Will had simply reached his breaking point after dealing with so many jokes about his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith. We all have our limits, right? And while this podcast episode brought in some interesting takes, and Tyson and others assumed that Will wouldn't have stepped up if Tyson was the host, there are actually others who beg to differ. Enter Smith's old pal, DJ Jazzy Jeff. He had some interesting inside information to spill on Will Smith on the FAQ podcast. According to Jazzy Jeff, he claims that Will would have slapped anyone who dared make a joke about his wife on the Oscars stage. Now, the Oscars incident may be old news to some, but Jazzy Jeff clearly holds very strong feelings about it. He very much expressed his lack of surprise over Will's outburst and even went as far as to suggest that Will would have unleashed the same attack on virtually anyone who dared to poke fun at his wife's alopecia. So clearly, Jazzy Jeff has a better inside look at Will as a person. But it seems like Will isn't interested in throwing physical hands again. Instead, he's finally figured out how to use his words. Now, while Mike Tyson may not have said, again, anything directly to provoke Will, Smith is still pretty annoyed with the boxing legend. It's the same old with Smith lately. Rumor has it is that Tyson's comments taking that diplomatic turn and calling the whole Will Smith slapping Chris Rock incident pretty interesting didn't sit well with Smith. He's holding a grudge against the boxer for speaking out about the slap and giving his opinions about Smith and what he believed was wrong with him. Apparently, Will was none too pleased from the comment, "From my experience, anyone is capable of killing you," and the fact that Tyson doesn't want to mess around with people like Will because he has the potential to turn dangerous. Will didn't like the fact that he could be the craziest and most fearsome in the room, even though he might be the quietest. In the end, it looks like Will Smith is learning a valuable lesson, that words hurt just as much as hands do. The question is he actually willing to take on someone like Mike Tyson? We'll have to wait and see. What do you think? Comment down below and let us know. If you like this video, click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to be the first to see my next video. I post updates like this every week, where I uncover the secrets of your favorite celebrities.